Hey guys, and welcome to the 5th episode of Guardians of the Roundtable, a series where we talk about the Destiny universe. My name is Decang, and tonight I want to introduce my clan, Custodes Galaxia. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
All right, why don't we go ahead and start, and I'll kind of introduce everybody. Adam, since you're on the far left, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself first?
Unmute yourself.
Oh yeah, you're muted.
Yep, I'm good.
Yay.
I'm Adam. I'm a fairly casual gamer. I'm a big fan of the Hunters, and I would use Golden Gun nonstop if available.
There you go. Andrew, you're up next.
Hi guys, I'm Andrew. I've been on here a lot, my favorite class is the Warlock, and I don't know, I'm good. Next.
Edward?
Hi guys, I play the game fairly often as well, and I would say I like the Warlock the most as well.
Aww.
Jacob?
Hi, I'm number 501, also known as Jacob, and I main as a hunter, and I've played this game way too much since the beta.
Michelle?
Hi, I'm Michelle. I haven't actually really played yet, so I'll be starting with Taken King. Yay! I did play on one character, but it's not technically mine, so...
Illusion. There we go. Patrick?
Hi, this is Patrick. Weird One on PSN. I guess my primary is probably a hunter, but I actually really like all three classes.
Not allowed.
Especially Michelle's Warlock.
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
Michelle's Warlock.
It's sort of character.
Scott?
Hi, my name's Scott. I typically play Striker Titan this game, but I play it quite a bit. Yep, that's all.
And then my girlfriend, T Smooches.
Hey, I am T Smooches. I used to prefer the Titan, but now I'm pretty partial to my Hunter. She's a babe. I'm a pretty casual gamer, not super intense, but every once in a while.
Alrighty. Well, this is Custodes Galaxia. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say we officially formed the clan on Bungie.net back in August, believe it or not, of the August before the game actually launched. So we're over a year old. Hang out basically every night, whether we like to admit it or not. And so what I really want to do on this episode is really just, relive the year that we've spent together playing this game that we call Destiny. Kind of relive the moments of raids or sick, dope Crucible fights or, your favorite moments. So why don't we go ahead, kind of start at the beginning, maybe leading up to the game and the beta, and we'll just kind of start there. So I know myself, I played the beta, and I was actually with Andrew at camp, and we tried to play the beta in the dining hall of camp and random buildings that had internet access, and just played way too much of it.
Yeah. It's like we were in charge of this Cub Scout camp, and we were playing this video game all the time. It was irresponsible.
Good fun at camp. Now, who else was on the beta?
I was. It was awesome. I think I played most of it with John and Patrick, a little bit with Andrew. I didn't even know Andrew then.
Yeah, no.
And I would say definitely my favorite part of the beta was when they opened up the moon for that few hours. I was warming up the Destiny grind by playing the same 3-story missions multiple times a day, and then they finally opened up something new for a few hours and just getting to explore the hell out of it. Awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, getting to explore, down inside the hive areas in the moon and stuff. There was no enemies or anything in there. It was just, this huge open cavern. And those, the areas are really great and awesome, looking. And so we were just down there, staring at the walls, literally.
we found the freaking chest with the Jade Rabbit emblem.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I still use that Jade Rabbit emblem just because I remember exploring that place for hours, and just that sense of exploration that I think Bungie really wanted people to get out of their game. And we really experienced that in the beta and the first playthrough, maybe not the 500th playthrough of a mission, but definitely the first, and that was exciting. Did anybody else have really, any excitement going into this game? Maybe coming from Halo, or excited about Bungie, or did anybody have anything like that?
I would say, having not gotten to play the beta, I watched a lot of screenshots and YouTube videos, and the game looked really cool. It looked like what we all kind of wanted Halo to expand to. And I think that's where these guys sort of probably would have taken the franchise. So it felt like a really exciting opportunity to play, Halo, a better version of Halo. That was kind of my approach coming into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True. And then I remember launch day, just like it was yesterday, believe it or not, at our house, Jacob, and you were already playing, if I remember, on your digital download, and I'm running back from class waiting for the FedEx guy to get there, basically tackling him when he came in the door. Ed, Scott, did you guys have any memories from that launch day? Or I don't remember when you guys kind of started playing.
Well, I didn't start playing with you guys until later, but knowing Patrick, I've pretty much played, or he talked me into most of the games that I end up buying. And, so he was all hyped up about this game, and before this we had been playing Killzone, and it was just a meh game for me. I think Patrick liked it a little bit better, but I had always been into the Call of Duty franchise. So this was the first-person shooter after the Call of Duty series that I really just enjoyed, and it's just completely different than all the previous first-person shooter games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I came in later, I guess, and I wasn't even going to get a PS4, but then Ed convinced me that Destiny was fun and that I should get it. So I got it and played with Patrick and Ed quite a bit, and they were really high level, and I started really low, so they just kind of ran through everything with me. So I kind of didn't know what the hell was going on for the first part of it, but it was fun.
Still kind of don't, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's honest
True.
spot.
There you go. Andrew, do you have anything about launch day and those first kind of couple months?
Launch day was pretty uneventful. I went to GameStop and bought it. I didn't have to wait for it to deliver to my door. It was pretty chill. Actually, my brother played it first, and he created a hunter, and then he played through the campaign, and he was like, this game's boring. And I was like, you just don't have any friends, dude. And,
That's true.
It was like
real life.
Yeah, basically. And so I was like, I do have friends, so I'm keeping this game. He tried to return it at one point. I was like, hell no, dude. I'm not going to spend money on it again. But yeah, that was really the only struggles with the launch period, I guess, was that it almost got taken away from me, and I had to fight for it.
And so, we a lot of us played together, leveling up through the strikes and the stories, and we finally came together for the Vaults of Glass, that first raid. So long ago. Does anybody have any, memories or kind of that feeling of the first time going into that raid together? Jacob?
No.
I can't remember it, honestly. Did we even beat it the first time we went
Oh,
through?
no, not at all. No, we did not.
Did we get past the oracles even? I feel like we got to the...
I don't think we got past the oracles the first time we tried it.
That's fair. But yeah, no, I don't know. Having stayed away from MMOs, mostly because I knew I would like them way too much my whole gaming career, except for back when I played RuneScape in middle school. It was like my first full immersion into actually doing something like a raid, and it was awesome. Like actually getting in there and doing something that's still the most tactically challenging part of this entire game, except for maybe Skolas now, and actually getting into it and kind of seeing what it was all supposed to be about. It was an experience for sure.
I thought the thing that was most interesting is that I think we're all pretty above average players. I mean, if we pat ourselves on the back, but we all have similar skill levels. So all of us coming together, we could individually take it, but these required like sort of a team cohesion that I think ended up developing over time, which really made the raids fun because you're kind of relying on each other, and even though you could be really good, you miss that one oracle and the whole thing's over.
For sure.
What about you, Patrick? Anything kind of from those first times going through the Vault of Glass?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Jacob. I was always really interested in MMOs and like how they played and how they worked, and I knew that if I ever dove in and started playing even on PC or something, it would just be probably a really bad idea. From a subscription perspective, you feel like you're paying for it every month, so you feel like you have to play. But then it's like, I'm kind of a completist and stuff when it comes to a lot of games, especially RPG type games that most MMOs like focus on that aspect and stuff. And so I really like first-person shooters. I always have, just because you can kind of pick it up and play, and it's a little more casual, but you can jump right in and get into it. And then this is kind of both of those things, and it's kind of dangerous. But yeah, when we first started raiding and doing weekly nightfalls and all that stuff, even from the beginning, it's just a blast to get in and play with people and actually have a ton of people that are usually always on at the same time as you are and always ready to play and ready to go, and being able to collaborate and do stuff back and forth is really fun.
Hell, dude, Ed and I are playing right now.
Oh, good. I'm not the only one.
Oh, so you guys are finishing.
No, I think we're all playing. Yeah.
You dropped out.
I would be. Michelle's on the couch.
Oh.
I didn't complete that from my thing.
No, you dropped out. You were idle, I think.
Yeah, I got kicked, so that's what you mean. You guys finished while I got kicked. And you said, "Do we want to keep playing?" And I'm like, "No, we're pausing the podcast."
Well,
Alrighty. We'll do it all when we're done with the podcast.
I know.
And so Vault of Glass, we finally got through it, and many hatred hours spent on trying to get through the Gorgon maze and all that good stuff. And along came, what was it, 3-4 months later was the first expansion, the Dark Below, bringing with it new story missions, air quotes, and a new raid, Crota's End, and a higher level cap or light cap, whatever, by 2 levels, and more fun for us to sink into the game. Andrew, did you, with Dark Below coming out and kind of that Dark Below time period, will anything really hit you, or?
I really was excited about the expansion of the Hive lore. That was always really interesting because when the game first came out, there was all these unanswered questions, about the Hive or the Cabal. They kind of answered a bunch of stuff about the Vex because the Vault of Glass was the focus of the raid for the release, but when the Dark Below came out and it actually gave you more information about the Hive, I was a lot more excited. I was like, who the hell is this Crota guy? What the hell? What's with this Shrine of Oryx? It was just all this stuff in the game that needed answering kind of got itself an answer, and it just made it feel a little more whole.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good.
What about you, Ed? Anything kind of memories from the Dark Below?
Oh, I don't think I have any memories of anything now.
All repressed.
Too painful.
That's probably what it is.
Scott?
Yeah, same. I mean, it was tough. I know that. Playing it.
How many nights do we stay up till 4, Scott?
Hard mode Crota. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that one night, we was that hard mode, Crota? It had to have been.
Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, it was hard mode.
staying
I was also
up,
happy with that night because Mr. Edward, he kind of sat in the corner because he wasn't high enough level yet, so that was fun.
I was so upset. I guess that was the biggest struggle, was getting to 34 so you could do hard mode. That was the worst. That's why it's all repressed.
They're like, oh, Ed's level 28. Oh, or Ed's level 31. We can't let him get out there.
Just stay in the
No,
pack.
I was
You're gonna get the
33, and you
oversoul
guys are
somewhere
like,
down this.
no, sorry, bud.
You were.
You can't go to camp this year.
I will say, kind of leading up to Dark the or the raid release, I guess, since that didn't happen at the same time, or did it?
It did not.
That's right. All I wanted from the Hive raid was epic waves of Thrall, and so we kind of got that with the Abyss, and that is still like my favorite part of that raid by far, just because it was what I wanted the Hive raid to be.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough. I had some other more ambitious ideas, but it's still something that I'll just go back and solo by myself once in a while, just because I love that part of the raid so much.
But the worst part was when we tried to find the chests, and then if it wasn't in the first two rooms, we just had to die, and no one would die because it was like in our nature to live.
It was our nature to live.
The struggle for radiant shards was real.
So real.
Oh my gosh.
And we kind of sat, in that Dark Below era for so long until House of the Wolves dropped. Most of spring and summer. Does anybody kind of remember when House of Wolves dropped? I guess I should have looked all that up before we got started.
27,
April, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's been that long.
And so
definitely dropped in May. 100%.
yeah. Oh, it was like 2 days after we graduated.
Yeah, it was after we graduated.
Yeah. So it's definitely like mid-May. And during that time, we had gotten, we had dropped, hard mode Vault of Glass after we were already level 34. Crota normal, and Crota hard mode, and now we have those on farm, for particular exotics and stuff like that. And then all that time, now we're into the House of Wolves. We know the Taken King is coming. We're actually a day away from that. And so we see things like the Prison Elders, a new co-op activity, not a raid, a new systems for leveling up our gear and all of that stuff. By this time, Taylor, you'd actually started playing video games. Do you want to kind of tell about that when you started or something?
Sure. Yeah, I didn't get my PlayStation until probably late May, I'd say. But my journey with Destiny, I guess you could call it, really started watching you and Jacob play. Probably, I would say it would be Dark Below when you guys were doing Crota's End. And at this point, I'm just playing the role of the girlfriend who has never played video games before, watching my significant other play video games for 4 hours all night and yelling at a TV screen and thinking, why aren't you hanging out with me? But after playing on your Titan a few times, I'm really into the creative side of it, and I mean, you could tell with this game there was just so much thought put into the creative side and so much thought put into the graphic side of it that it really hooked me with the beauty of the landscapes and stuff like that. And then actually playing, I like the Titan, growing up with Super Smash Brothers, I can just hit the button really hard and punch people and they die, and that worked for me. So I decided to get my PlayStation, and I got it after House of Wolves, and playing through it, playing through all of it together as a cohesive story, it was just kind of interesting because I think my take on the story was a little different than your guys's, maybe just because I would almost equate it to like you guys were watching a TV show as it aired, on television, and I was Netflix marathoning it. Okay. So my interpretation of the game was a little different than your guys's. And I mean, I wasn't just learning the Destiny world. I was learning first-person shooters. I was learning video games because I'd never played anything before. So it was interesting just to kind of take that journey and learn how to play, and then learn how to play Destiny and kind of see the story from that perspective.
Oh, what a rocky start that was.
I know, that's rough.
So
Taylor,
long
want to
Iron
take
Banner
control of
week.
us? Oh, this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Patrick, what about you? Anything, kind of from this House of Wolves era where we've spent so much time?
By then
Uh-oh.
You sound
I'm
like
getting-
we're already pretty.
Uh-oh.
Patrick Scott.
robot.
I'm gone.
Oh, there we go.
You're a little messed
You're
up.
cutting out all kinds of things.
It's laggy. I feel like we're playing Crucible.
No, hey.
It's Iron Banner week. No, but we can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Patrick!
Speak for Patrick.
Ooh, waiting music.
No dead air. Okay. Move on.
Oh, moving on. Let's, kind of talk about how much we all hate Scott. And, kind of
I
that.
thought you said you only wanted this to last an hour.
You hate Tails, not me.
Oh.
Tails of a sweet dog.
Well, my kind of becoming legend involves a certain exotic that I just got. Scott getting about 10 of them.
And it makes this game less fun now that you've gotten it.
Oh man! Oh man!
It really
Maybe I need to dismantle it so it's better.
Funny good for Scott.
The legend lives on.
I still have one that I'm waiting to dismantle in front of you, but I can do it now.
Maybe when I come to St. Louis or something, you can just dismantle it in
Wait
front of
for
me
me
as I'm
10.
standing there. There you go.
And what
Adam.
exotic would that be? You didn't say which one it was.
Oh, Hawkmoon. The hashtag hunt for Hawkmoon.
That was an epic struggle. It was real.
Yes, I was there in real time when he got it, and I thought he was having a stroke.
So Adam, you took kind of a break for a little bit, and so what was it like getting back into Destiny after such a hiatus, in re-experiencing the game that you'd played so much of, but taking that break? Why don't you talk about that for a little bit?
I think it was really a good break because things had gotten really stale, and I left right before Crota hard mode. I think I did it one time, and then I didn't come back for a while. And I think that the only thing that brought me back really was looking at all of the Taken King stuff and hearing you guys talk about it. I'd given up on Destiny a little bit, kind of relegated it to one of those like weekend games I might get to. But a lot of stuff that they did with the House of Wolves was really neat. I really liked the prison. It was kind of a nice alternative to this really sequential, linear, punishing raid. But I like what they tried to do with the game, but the Taken King is really what's kind of drawing me back. And every time I see footage of it, it just reinforces the fact that it's the right thing to do.
There you go. Well, now that Patrick's back, maybe we can hear him better. We were just kind of asking about if there's anything from the House of the Wolves era.
Back. Am I back?
Yeah.
You're back.
You're totally back.
Pre-Taken King, are there any memories you kind of had or things you took from that time?
He's gone again.
Poor guy.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Why? It just started being weird all of a sudden.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, I was trying to say about take. No?
Oh my
Okay.
It's trying so hard. It's only good when you're not trying to.
Patrick,
He
here.
just muted himself. It's okay. Talk through Michelle.
When do you get that new iPhone?
Michelle is perfect. Generally.
I get new phone. Patrick doesn't.
Oh. Poor Patrick.
I know. Poor him.
He'll live.
Patrick, just come out here.
He's pouting in his room.
All right,
Um,
gets the big TV.
Well, while we figure that out, we will come back to that. I think it's kind of obvious from all the stories we're telling and kind of fun times we've had. It comes from playing this game with people that we enjoy, people that we can count on. I think it was Jacob that kind of talked about that a little bit, or maybe it was Patrick earlier on. It doesn't matter. But it's about being able to come together, play and enjoy. And for me, living in small town Kansas, in the middle of nowhere, I'm not the type of person to go to a bar at night and drink and make friends. So being able to sit here and do kind of my hobby of playing video games with people that I enjoy talking to and becoming friends with is awesome. And I think it really helps, at least for me in this time of my life where I am, post-college working in small-town Kansas, where there's nothing to do except cow tipping.
Thanks for making us feel old, by the way.
You're gonna feel older. I'm still in college. What?
Well, Patrick's the oldest, so...
Don't forget, John, you organized a beer meetup when you came to St. Louis.
That's true.
We did do that. That
So we
was
did like a whole IRL event. It was great.
And then I was friends with everybody, and then he canceled when he came the next time.
Well, I heard you were going to be there, so that's why. That's why. So anybody else, kind of want to talk about that, being able to play with friends and anything like that?
This is a team game. Like even though you've seen these kind of one-man guy, solo raids and all that stuff, like the game's really designed and centered around being a team, and that's one thing that I think has been really fun because you guys kind of know each other a lot better than I do. And every time I come, you guys are always really welcoming, and the game really, it doesn't matter how long you've played, even as what Taylor was saying, like being able to bring somebody in who's never played before, it has a really easy entry level, but there's a lot to be gained. There's a lot of masteries there. So having people that you can kind of, get made fun of by to get better is it's always good.
We don't make fun of people. That never happens.
Oh, God, no.
You're right
Damn
now.
it, Scott!
Hashtag God name it, Scott.
We'll beat you after the show.
Oh, God. It's even more scary because you can see Adam's face when he starts saying something.
He really means it.
Does he? Is it gonna happen?
Yeah, I will say, before Destiny, I knew John because we lived together, and Taylor because we went to school together, and Patrick because we worked together. But the rest of you, and Adam, we worked together for a little while. But just, it's such a random group of friends, objectively, if you take Destiny out of the picture. Like, totally, completely random. Which I think speaks to the game, because it's one thing to add multiplayer to a game and say, like, it's more fun if you play with other people. Like, Destiny is I don't know, it's pretty crappy if you don't have other people to play with. And, like, it's just like a completely different game if you don't have that core group of people you can count on other people coming in with you.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm done.
I think it's crazy that we all play with each other for like a year now, like every night, and I've still never met half of you.
It's pretty cool.
That's my online girlfriend.
Her name is Scott.
She sounds hideous.
Does that mean I'm back now?
Yay, Patrick's back.
Yay.
Just don't try and say anything significant or you'll cut out.
We're just, if you want to talk maybe about what it's like
Prison
playing
Elder
with
stuff?
Prison Elder stuff or with a clan.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think Prison of Elders was weird because we already had this really established kind of raid dynamic of 6 people, and we knew we could always cycle people out and do things. And then when Prison of Elders rolled around, it was just a 3-person, activity, and then we had to like kind of pick and choose. Okay, 3 people, and it's a pretty big investment, especially doing the 35. Like sitting down for an hour or whatever it takes to get through it all. And that was kind of weird, and it took some figuring out to try to figure out how we were going to divide up into 3s to be able to do these things.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like, do I want to really take Scott with me? Can I just call somebody else on and be like, hey, please, somebody?
Anyone on Reddit at all?
I'm sorry, Scott.
Yeah, nobody will take me flawless trial. I'm not sure why yet.
It's because they're not doing it right now.
Man, we haven't even talked about trials. Yeah. We haven't even mentioned that.
No comment. We don't need
Ed, do you want
memories.
I mean, as far as like the House of Wolves update, like I think I was like really upset about it when it first came out. Like I thought it was completely different, and I mean, maybe it was supposed to be different from the previous updates, but I wasn't a fan of like the trials just because I wasn't very good at PvP. But I think in a way it was good that there was something out there and that there was like armor that I wanted to strive for, because I think I went back to PvP and tried to be a better player. And then
left me
and
behind.
John and Jacob, right?
Yep.
Yeah. With
Flawless. Not much like planning. Like the third run that we did when we actually
got lucky, but
we were kind of just let's just keep playing and see what happens, and we just ended up doing it. It was awesome.
And all I really wanted was a helmet, so it kind of worked out.
And I remember we had our boon, and we were just like.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah, we got to
went to the last match.
Seven wins, and we got to this point, and then we went to actually buy it new. It's just kind of been the unspoken, not to say anything, that we're actually getting really close to going flawless.
Well, that's the thing. We won, and everybody's like, I can't believe nobody said anything. And we're all like, nobody wanted to jinx it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I believe John was saying something like, I can't believe, Ed, we took you, and you were actually one of the people that helped get us there.
Oh, man.
That was my goal.
I would never say anything about like that.
I think you only got through it, too, because Ed was drinking, so...
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, that was a family podcast, Scott.
Well, I've cursed a lot more than I should, then.
Yeah, okay.
Well, and then Mr. Andrew and Patrick went flawless without me.
Yeah, we did.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about that at all?
All that needed to be said was said on the battlefield. No, that was an interesting night. We played with what was it, Devin? Who's another player who kind of rotates into our clan on occasion. But we played with him, and what map was it on? It was.
I want to say it was Burning Shrine.
It was Burning Shrine. We burned in the inferno of the shrine. No, but there was, I think, a little bit of planning in that, but we kind of just... We had no mercy after, like, 3 rounds. We lost one of our rounds, and we were like, well, we'll at least get to the helmet. And then we got to the armor, and we got to the armor, and we're like, well, we'll at least get to the weapon, because, we want the weapon. And then we're like, well, we'll just go buy the boon, because it's probably not going to happen, but we should get it anyway, just in case. And like most things, it just kind of worked out for me, So
yeah,
cool.
And we were streaming the whole thing. I think John was bored, so he was watching the stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was in the party talking to us, and so, like, things would happen, and we'd be freaking out, and then 20 seconds later, he'd freak out when he was watching it on the stream. And I think the last round it was super tough, and we went. It was like 4-4, and then we came back and narrowly won the last round.
Because they got like 3 wins in a row right off the bat, and we could just hear John as he was watching the stream like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that." Oh, really?
And I'm like, "Well, it's done. We're done. It's over." And then we came back and ended up beating him in the last round. It was pretty awesome. That was good.
Normally,
That was a good run.
If it says it's over, it means it's definitely not over.
Yeah, exactly. If I say I'm going to die, that means we're definitely going to win.
True.
Well, here we go. So, coming up, what are we, 48 hours, 24, if that, from the Taken King, and another year of Destiny with this amazing expansion that Bungie has planned. Anybody have kind of any insight? Adam, you talked a little bit about how seeing the Taken King brings you back into it. Was there anything else kind of on that from that point?
I think one of the things that I really appreciated was that the light levels were really confusing, and so that was confusing. Along with when I first started, the drop rate for rares was really bad. So I remember it took me like 3 months just to get my first purple. It was like awful. But with the Taken King, like it sounds like they really listen to the community, and it's not like they're doing a bunch of bug fixes. They've actually, it seems like, contextually listened to everybody and put forth an even better version of the game.
Well, I mean, even playing now at this point in the 2.0 Destiny, you can see it was an entire overhaul of all the gripes and groans that everybody had. It was just all reworked.
With cool stuff though. I mean, even the new subclasses look awesome, and I don't think anybody was like, "Oh, these subclasses are terrible." Like, I think people were pretty, they were happy with them, but I don't know. This looks so cool.
It's just so cool. Hype.
What about you, Ed?
What about me? What am I ready for?
Ed fell asleep.
What are we doing?
How are you feeling about Taken King and being...
Just like Andrew said, the 2.0 update, just like everything you can see and how it just looks more beautiful. And I'm just ready for a new raid and new missions, and I'm kind of tired of the grind. And I hear they're supposed to be fixing that a little bit, so I think there's a lot of good stuff to come.
Jacob?
I was just thinking, I'm really excited. That's fun.
What?
Excited for the
Get excited!
Just because I think they're going to be like mechanically a lot more interesting than all the strikes we have now. Because the raid's cool, but we don't necessarily raid every single week. Like what we do every week is the nightfall, and so I think getting a whole we're almost including the PS4 exclusive strikes that will become in the mix. We're almost doubling the pool of strikes that will be available for nightfall. So I think that'll kind of freshen that up a whole bit too, which would be nice. I think so.
Andrew, what about you? What about you in Taken King hype?
Taken King hype, the astronaut helmet. They're gonna nerf rockets, and then they're gonna make your rockets even better with the astronaut helmet. So I'm excited for that. But honestly, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to more content to cycle through, which seems odd to say because Destiny honestly has a bunch of content, but I want more. I want more new. That's all. Move on. Next. Come on.
Michelle, you and your new PlayStation, what are you excited about?
I'm excited about making my characters look awesome.
Shells.
I'm all about customization. No, but playing will be fun, and it'll kind of be exciting since I'll be playing the full original story in its new form.
Nolan bots.
So I'm kind of excited about that, especially since, I mean, I watched the original, Well, I guess I kind of played the original on Patrick's Warlock, so.
Hey guys, did you know that at the end of the Siege of the Warmind quest, there's like an expansion to that big tunnel where all the Thrall are?
No.
I'm in it right now. Sorry to interrupt, Michelle.
I was like, wait, what does that have to do?
Note to self.
Right there.
Oh, it ends at Bunker War 4. Old Russia, Earth. Sorry, continue.
Big deal.
Patrick, what about you?
I'm really excited to actually start playing, and actually be able to take part instead of just watching.
Good.
Which class are you gonna level up first?
I don't know. I thought about just doing Warlock since that's what I played on before, so I kind of know it a little better. And then if I get they said there's some item where you can level it up real quick, right?
Yeah.
So I figured I could just start with a Warlock, and then if I want to, just use that thing to level it up real quick, and then actually level up the other ones. Since I haven't actually played on them before.
There you go. Kind of learn the other ones.
Start drinking those Red Bulls, Michelle.
No, we have a ton in the fridge.
Oh God.
Every time I go somewhere, Patrick buys 2.
Oh God.
Do you even like them?
I like Red
they're
Bull.
not bad.
Yeah.
I wish they made sugar-free versions of the new ones.
I do too.
Well, why would you drink a sugar-free one when you need all that energy to play?
Because they're better.
But really, I'm just
like
excited to see that the game is actually evolving, because I know when Patrick first played it and then he finished it, and I was like, that's it? It's done? I'm like, that's like
That's what
nothing.
she said.
Ha ha ha.
Literally, that's what she said.
I know.
He was
But
there. He knows.
I really thought the story sucked at first. I really did. Like, there's no story at all. So it's kind of nice. Then they started doing more DLC and expansions, and so it's nice to see it actually becoming something.
Mm-hmm. Patrick, what about you? Taken King hype.
I have taken King hype. Much. No, they've already revealed a lot of cool things that everyone's really excited for. Whether it's armor or weapons or new content previews. All that stuff in the patrol on the Dreadnought, how that whole tiered kind of group public event stuff works. That was all really cool with all the tokens, and I don't know, that's gonna be really awesome and fun to play, and you can kind of jump in there with a bunch of people that are patrolling in the Dreadnought and do all that. And I think in addition to what they've already shown, I think there's hopefully, it was kind of like this when the game first came out, when the other expansions were coming out, but I have my fingers crossed, oh man, they showed us all this cool stuff, and it's great, but I wonder what kind of hidden stuff they haven't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, at least I hope, even more than before, that with this expansion there really will be a lot of that type of stuff. Stuff they haven't talked about, because they've actually said it repeatedly. Every time someone asks, in one of those streams, hey, what about this or this? Oh, well, we got to leave some stuff up for you to find, and they kind of hint at it. So I'm really hoping that with this expansion there will actually be a lot of depth of content and things to discover. Even they hinted at being able to scan things with your ghost in the environment, or uncover new grimoire, or whatever it is. All that stuff seems really fun to me. If they put this element of discovery along with everything else that's already there, even to freshen up some of the older game content, I think that'll be super fun.
Mm-hmm. And they're definitely hiding stuff, because Luke Smith did a tweet and said, with patch 2.0 we have new technology that allows us to hide certain elements in the database, so those people that dive in and can
do all the
data
mining and stuff.
Yeah, they can't find it all, and so I think they've worked hard for what you're looking for.
Worked hard to troll the trolls.
Scott, what about you? Taken King hype, go.
I guess recently I wasn't that excited about it because I still wanted to get every exotic in the current game, and as of last week I finally got it, so now I'm even more excited for the new stuff because I completed all the current stuff. and I'm also excited because I convinced another friend to get this game, so it'll be fun to introduce everything to him and kind of run through everything with him. And after a week, he'll probably be better than me. So.
Yay, Scott's got a new friend.
Not even a week.
Scott's got a friend.
Yeah, one more friend, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Anything else, Scott?
Hopefully the new raid's fun because that's my favorite part of this game. So. Yeah. That's about it.
Taylor, what about you? Taken King hype.
I initially, after watching like all the streams and when they would release little bits of information here and there, the most exciting thing for me was that they're organizing everything and they're making it make sense. Because I'm all about that, like I said before, like the visual part of it, and like when you go into your menu, it's much more beautiful even just with the patch, and I'm excited to see what they do with that. So I had total faith in Bungie to make it pretty and to make it graphically appealing and visually appealing. And then I think it was last night we were doing that stupid Crota raid, and we died. And where it says oversoul banished, they had oversouls, and then in the next line it said S banished, and I lost total faith in Bungie with everything graphic related. But
oversoul S banished. It's like some German Destiny thing.
Oh, I was so mad. I was like, you know what? I'm calling and canceling my Taken King pre-order. Like, this is not acceptable. No, but I am excited to see what they're going to do with that. But they did. Strike 2 was with the iPads and iPhones on the walls too. I'm a strictly Samsung girl, obviously. We've all talked about that before, and they've got everybody in the towers holding an iPad, and then they put the iPhones on the walls, and I'm just like, come on, Bungie.
They wouldn't
product
put them there if they weren't the best. Okay.
Apple's still around 3 centuries later.
Apple prevails.
Taylor's just anti-American. She hates America, where Apple is based. She would rather go with Samsung.
No, but I'm excited to see how they organize things, and I mean, I've never been able to do a raid that was absolutely hard because we can jump onto our level 34 characters and go do a hard mode Vault of Glass hard mode Crota, and we can have it done in 20 minutes. So I'm kind of excited to spend the 4 hours all night trying to get a raid done, and longer than that. I'm kind of excited to have to work really hard for something that you probably won't get any kind of reward for, but I'm excited to do that.
You'll get some gray hairs.
I love gray hairs.
Maybe an ulcer if you're lucky.
Just count down the days.
How did you get so old? Let me tell you a tale of destiny.
Oh God. Well, we're kind of closing up on an hour, but was there anything someone wanted to mention or kind of talk about this travel that we've had? For a year. Come on, travel it. Gosh, damn it. And thank you, Taylor.
That was dumb.
Thank you. So, just kind of this year. Before we get back on our PlayStation.
Of the situation.
Oh my God,
God damn it. God damn it.
That one was better.
I'm done.
It's got
You're
so much
crushing them.
radiant energy.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So.
Okay, let's move on from puns. I am beyond angry.
Did anybody have anything year one that we had kind of missed that anybody was excited about?
I really hope they do more stuff with clan stuff, obviously, because that's important to us. But if I've read some stuff about the new PlayStation firmware updates and software updates, and it sounds like they're going to have a lot more of a community focus per game kind of thing. So I'm really hoping that in the next year they'll have a lot more like organization, at least for clans, like on the PlayStation and with Xbox or whatever. I guess this is cool too. But I just really hope that factors into play more with how much everybody likes their clans, and they even give trophies like specifically for completing things as a clan. So I think it'd be great to organize, clan tournaments and stuff like that, where you could go in and compete against other clans to try to get rewards and whatever. That's more hype, I guess.
Why would you want something that we couldn't win? Oh,
We would totally be
No, we're
at least
mad
like
attitude.
a third of the people.
Oh man. Well, did anybody have anything else? No.
Nah.
Okay.
No.
Well, I want to thank everybody for putting up with my chaos, and I'm looking forward to a year of playing video games 4 hours every night with you folks. And I think it's gonna be good. We're gonna have fun. We'll get to yell at Scott more.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Maybe you'll
both
get
my black hammers right now. Suck it.
Oh, it's starting. It's starting. Oh my gosh.
I'm shaking with rage.
But taken. Okay, we're gonna end this because we've just been doing puns and stuttering for like the last 5 minutes. So I want to thank you guys all for putting up with this and for joining this evening and kind of talking about the year that we've shared and sunk thousands of hours into a video game
Collectively
together.
or
And
Let's not worry about that.
singularly.
I'm not saying 1,000. Okay,
There we
but
go.
anyway.
So why don't we everybody say bye. 1, 2, 3, bye.
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 Love you guys.
Thanks, guys, and let's go do some strikes.
Hunter Master Race.